Can you imagine a future where, with a tap on your phone, a quiet, streamlined air taxi flies to a rooftop near your home? A city that once took an hour to cross can now be effortlessly traversed in just 10 to 15 minutes. You won't have to worry about traffic jams, and this efficient, high-altitude experience will be priced comparably to a standard taxi. You can also observe the city's skyscrapers, distant mountains, and winding rivers from the air. Can such a wonderful thing truly be popularized and become a reality? In fact, private charters and helicopters performing specialized missions have long been established, and mature forms of air transport in major global cities, particularly in high-density commercial centers such as New York, London, and Sao Paulo, proving the strong, inherent market demand for vertical takeoff and landing (VTOL) transportation. Existing market scale. These fuel-powered helicopters have a solid market foundation in serving emergency medical services (EMS), news gathering, aerial sightseeing, and business commutes for the affluent. According to industry statistics, the global annual transport volume for these types of helicopters reaches millions of passengers, with an estimated annual transport volume of 3 million trips, demonstrating the strong urban demand for vertical lift transportation. It does not need to educate consumers from scratch, nor does it have to pioneer regulatory ground, as it is entering a market that is already mature and simply awaiting an upgrade. Due to the drawbacks of traditional fuel-powered helicopters, such as extremely high noise, steep costs, and environmental pollution, along with their demanding landing requirements, fuel-powered helicopters have always been unable to integrate into mainstream urban transportation systems, remaining a niche, luxury option for special missions. These are the many factors that have made it difficult for helicopters to become widespread in cities. Air taxis have overcome these difficulties. They are no longer a source of noise pollution for the city, making downtown landings possible without disturbing your neighbors. Electricity is cheaper than fuel. They have fewer parts, are easier to maintain, and the target price can compete with luxury ground taxis. Their quiet and optimized design allows them to utilize spaces like commercial building rooftops, car parks, and transportation hubs for takeoff and landing. Overcoming these factors enhances their prevalence in the city, truly realizing the vision of tap your phone, and the aircraft arrives. This clear commercial potential has already attracted the world's most visionary capital and strategic partners. This channel is dedicated to exploring the future of industries, companies, and wealth topics. If you like it, don't forget to give me a like, subscribe to the channel, share this video, and hit the notification bell. Capital endorsement. To date, Joby has secured over $2 billion in funding and strategic investments from industry giants, such as Toyota and Delta Airlines. This substantial capital infusion is not only dedicated to R&D, but also provides ample ammunition for their large-scale production and global deployment, supply and route agreements. Joby is far from just theoretical. They have signed multi-million-dollar supply agreements with the U.S. Air Force, proving their products' military-grade reliability. Furthermore, they have secured cooperation agreements exceeding $1 billion in high-potential emerging markets like Dubai and Saudi Arabia, locking in commercial operation routes for the next few years. Airspace strategy. Most critically, Joby is actively collaborating with agencies like the Federal Aviation Administration (FAA) to advance the establishment of the next-generation air traffic management (ATM) system. This is crucial to ensure that hundreds of electric aircraft can fly safely and orderly within urban airspace in the future. It is precisely because Joby is at the forefront of technology, capital market, and regulatory compliance that visionary investors suggest Joby could be the Uber of the skies. Reflecting on Uber's early days, it also began in niche markets like airport transfers and high-end livery services. At the time, few could imagine that a simple app service company would eventually grow into a $180 billion global ride-hailing giant, fundamentally changing how billions of people move. Joby has taken this a step further by deeply integrating with Uber. In the future, airborne ride-hailing services will likely be integrated directly into the Uber application app, a tool we are already familiar with and use every day. This means Joby bypasses years of market education and user acquisition efforts. Hundreds of millions of existing Uber users will overnight become potential customers for Joby's service. Compared to Uber, which had to promote its services from scratch, Joby is positioned to achieve scaled operations and profitability much faster. Its growth curve is thus projected to be significantly steeper and more rapid. Others refer to Joby as the Tesla of the skies. The Tesla model in aviation. Traditional aviation industry model. Aircraft manufacturers typically adopt a highly fragmented supply chain model, relying on extensive external procurement and contract manufacturing for core components. Mastery of core technology. Joby's crucial technologies, including the electric motors, battery systems, flight control software, and the tilt-rotor system, are all self-designed and developed by in-house teams. The company has even established its own production lines for manufacturing these parts. Assurance of quality and efficiency. This vertical integration model ensures absolute control over product quality, performance, and cost. It avoids the delays and design compromises inherent in relying on external suppliers, allowing Joby to iterate products more rapidly and ensure every aircraft meets its rigorous airworthiness standards. Achieving aerospace quality with automotive production efficiency. Adopting the automotive assembly line mindset. The manufacturing of traditional aircraft often follows a low-volume, high-cost, handicraft model. Joby is disrupting this approach. Automation and streamlining. Joby's objective is to maximize the automation and streamlining of the production process. This not only boosts manufacturing efficiency, but, more importantly, ensures the stability and consistency of quality for every aircraft. This is absolutely critical for an air vehicle facing the rigorous safety standards of the FAA. Component advantage. Because the Joby S4 utilizes an electric design, its core electric motors and structure are significantly simpler than the engines of fuel-based helicopters. This greatly simplifies the assembly process, laying the groundwork for large-scale, rapid assembly line production. Focus on high-volume manufacturing centers. To achieve its scaling goals, Joby has planned specific production facilities. Establishing high-efficiency factories. Joby is focused on building a high-volume manufacturing center in the U.S. designed specifically for eVTOL production. The goal of this factory is to eventually produce hundreds or even thousands of aircraft annually. Lowering unit costs. Achieving this high level of capacity is essential for realizing economies of scale. As the manufacturing volume increases, the average production cost per aircraft will significantly decrease. This is the cornerstone that will allow Joby to ultimately offer affordable airborne services. In summary, Joby's manufacturing ambition is the best embodiment of its Tesla of the skies title. By using vertical integration and introducing the scaling manufacturing techniques of the automotive industry, Joby ensures that it can not only build the highest quality product, but also rapidly and widely deploy these air taxis to the global market at a market-acceptable price. Urban air mobility is a potential multi-billion-dollar market, and Joby is not alone. Hundreds of companies globally are designing and manufacturing electric vertical takeoff and landing eVTOL aircraft. Joby's strengths and weaknesses need to be highlighted in the context of a comparison with its major competitors. Joby's core competitive advantages. Joby's ability to lead the competition is primarily due to its time barrier, first mover, and technological balance. The first mover advantage, time lead, fastest regulatory progress. Joby is the first eVTOL company globally to receive key operational approvals from the US FAA, and its airworthiness certification process is the most advanced, approaching 80% completion. This grants Joby a commercial operating window of at least 1 to 2 years over its competitors. allowing it to enter the market and secure core routes sooner. The golden balance of technology. Efficiency meets quietness. Joby's tiltrotor design achieves an optimal balance between range, approximate 240 km/150 miles, and cruising speed, while maintaining exceptionally low noise levels. In contrast, multirotor designs, like volocopter, have shorter ranges, and duct fan technology, like Lilium, involves higher technical complexity and a longer certification timeline. Control through vertical integration. Tesla of the skies. Control. Like the Tesla of the skies, Joby controls the entire process. From core electric motors and software to manufacturing. This allows Joby to better manage costs, quality, and the speed of innovation compared to competitors, who rely on external contract manufacturing and assembly. In conclusion, Joby's biggest trump card is its time and regulatory leadership, positioning it to be the first to define the standards and service experience for urban air mobility. Although it faces competition in technology routes and infrastructure development, its technological maturity and vertical integration model make it the most likely eVTOL company to achieve commercial success first. Operating cost and revenue analysis. How Joby's high-priced S4 beats Uber's luxury sedans. The manufacturing cost of a single Joby S4 is estimated to be between $1.3 million and $5 million, which is 10 to 40 times the cost of an Uber Black luxury sedan, approximate $120,000 to $200,000. However, the economics of the S4 are unmatched by any ground-based luxury sedan, as it transforms the vehicle into an efficient airborne cash flow generator. Overwhelming efficiency. From inefficient miles to million kilometers, ground-based luxury ride-hailing services face a massive efficiency black hole. Inefficiency of ground vehicles. A luxury sedan can travel a maximum of 100,000 kilometers annually, constantly hampered by traffic congestion and route restrictions. More importantly, in urban areas, drivers spend time cruising empty to find the next passenger, detouring, or waiting at intersections, resulting in 20% to 40% of inefficient, deadhead mileage, which severely wastes fuel and time. Joby S4's super capacity. Joby completely eliminates this waste. An S4 can fly between 500,000 and 1 million kilometers annually, straight-line distance. Its air traffic is precisely managed by AI, drastically reducing inefficient flight time. By carrying passengers at a high frequency throughout the day, the S4's total passenger volume is hundreds of times that of a ground vehicle. Disrupting the returns curve, the race between cost and profit. It is this ultimate airborne efficiency that leads to an astonishing return on investment (ROI). Rapid payback. Despite the significant initial capital outlay, Joby's official target is for a single aircraft to generate an annual net profit exceeding $3 million during service maturity. This means that an S4 is projected to achieve a full payback in just 1.3 to 2 years. Long-term profit lock-in. The 8 to 10 years following the payback period are virtually pure profit. Therefore, rather than saying the S4 is 40 times more expensive, it is better to say, it is an airborne super Rolls-Royce that can carry 4 people, fly efficiently dozens of times a day, and ultimately drive the cost per passenger mile down to $1 to $2. While the initial investment is high, its payback speed and long-term returns far surpass any ground-based luxury sedan. This is the ultimate business logic attracting capital to the Joby model. From the prototype aircraft that has logged over 1,000 test flights, proving the reliability of its technology, to the near 80% completion of the regulatory approval process, signaling that legal hurdles are about to be cleared, from securing profits and established routes through agreements with global partners like Saudi Arabia, to the readiness of its AI intelligent dispatch system, ensuring efficient and safe air traffic management, coupled with the automated production lines at its self-built factory, which provides solid capacity for mass production, and the compelling data on operating costs and returns. Joby is poised and ready in every aspect of this transportation revolution. All systems are go. Final analogy from an investment perspective. Fundamentally, Joby's commercial strategy is not a ground-up venture, but rather an optimization, enhancement, and eventual complete replacement of an already proven, mature market, helicopter services. It fixes all the flaws of the old model, successfully unlocking the potential of a multi-billion-dollar market. This is analogous to Apple creating the smartphone era by disrupting the feature phone market. The reason Joby's model is unrivaled is that it perfectly executes a dual disruption. Manufacturing revolution, a nod to Tesla. Joby is transforming aerospace manufacturing through vertical integration and electrification, ensuring product cost advantages and technological leadership. It is not just building aircraft. It is defining the standard for aircraft production. Service cash flow, a nod to Uber. Joby's ambition goes beyond manufacturing. Crucially, it plans to operate its own air taxi service. This means Joby will generate stable, high-frequency service cash flow every day, fundamentally setting it apart from manufacturers that rely solely on hardware sales. Therefore, Joby is a Tesla meets Uber hybrid, combining manufacturing technological barriers with high-frequency service cash flow. Visionary investors believe this unique business model will enable it to replicate the explosive growth curves seen in the early days of both Tesla and Uber, which will be strongly reflected in its stock value. This is a revolution that transcends traditional transportation. Perhaps it won't be long before we see these quiet, elegant electric aircraft soaring across the skies of major cities. This not only heralds a massive transformation in personal life and transportation experience, but in the long term, it points toward a potential multi-billion-dollar market, opening up new growth opportunities for visionary investors. This transformation is historic, but like any emerging technology, it will be accompanied by varying voices and opinions. Do you believe Joby will be the company that successfully defines the future of the skies? What will be its biggest challenges in market rollout? Readers with different perspectives are welcome to leave a comment below to share their views and unique insights. If you found this valuable, please subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to give me a like, subscribe to the channel and share this video, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss our future exciting content.